and this is what we can do today. But before getting into our artwork, I want to tell you a story. Because you might ask, why are we drawing a little fish? So the reason is because we got a story called Little Fish. And this story is a really nice story. I feel really calm after reading it each week. Yes, I would read this story again and again every Sunday. And each time I read this story, I feel something different. So, this story called Little Fish is written by our chef executive, and he lived in this farm area for over 60 years, and he feels really connected, and he feels really, he has a deep connection with the farm. That's why he has a really nice story to share with everyone. So, the story takes place in the stream area. When you are passing by the staircase, can you see a pool? Yes, so this is where our story takes place. And behind our farm, there's a mountain called Bunyang Mountain. And have anyone heard of Bunyang before? So Bunyang is a Chinese goddess representing love and compassion. So this is the Bunyang, and on top of the mountain, there's a statue of Bunyang. So next time when you visit to the farm, you can take a minibus, go up to the mountain, and you can visit the Bunyang statue, and you can hike that. It's really nice and chill, but I recommend to do it in the autumn or winter, not this season. So, on top of the mountain, there's a stream flowing the water all the way from the peak to the lower part of our farm. And on the stream, there's a lot of animals. They love to play games, and they are really lively. And the pool is also the home of our little fish. So, the creatures in the pool love to play games, and Bunyang loves to come from the top of the mountain to the stream area to look at their play. But she is always hiding. The animals doesn't know that the Bunyang is watching them. So one day, the animals start to have a fight because of some really, really minor argument. So the frog was suggesting, should we play tag? But the turtle doesn't want to play tag. The turtle just wants to sleep. And the crab wants to play something else. And this is the moment they start to fight with each other. They start to argue, and they shout, and then they fight. And eventually, they stop talking with each other. And Little Fish, our brave character, is really sad because the friends is not taking care of each other. And the rock pool is full of bad feeling, and it is complete silence, and there's no joyful loving anymore. The rock pool is full of bad feelings. And the Bunyang cannot bear to see the animals she loves as being so rude to each other, so she returned back to her mountaintop home. And when Bunyang go back to her home, the sun stops shining. Instead of the Bunyang's place, the stream slows down to a trickle, and then the stream stops flowing completely. And do you know what happens when the water is not flowing? Pollution would happen. A lot of bacteria will form, algae form, and the animals start to get sick. Oh, and this frog is crying as well. And Little Fish, our brave character, he thinks, I must help my friend. I need to go to the mountaintop to find out why the water is not flowing. Maybe I can find the goddess Bunyang and ask her what happened. Maybe I can ask her for help. And that's why Little Fish start to take a big leap, start to jump all the way, try so hard to jump all the way up to the peak. However, Little Fish is just a tiny fish. He doesn't have the power or the strength to go all the way up. So days pass, night pass, Little Fish is still trying a lot of time until he's very exhausted. And each time he feels too tired to go on, he thinks about his friends and tries again. Please help me, Bunyang, he whispered with each drop. And Gunyang is watching little fish, and he rolls down the sheet. Okay, so who's like most of you get your fish right? I like that fish and rock it. And nice one, perfect. Cool. Ah, cool. I like that one. I like that one. Okay, so next up, perfect. Next up, we are going to create our mountain. Okay, so on our little fish drawing, we got a mountain and a fish. But actually, the mountain can be with any shape, just like the fish. So for the mountain, fold it in half on the short side. Okay, and also you need to start from the close side as well. And the mountain is really simple. You just need to draw a curve. Yeah. So drawing a random curve can already be a mountain. But if you want a mountain with multiple peaks, you can draw a mountain with multiple peaks or even with a hole. It can be any shape of the mountain. And then after you draw a mountain, just cut it out, just like we cut the fish. And we need the mountain frame and the mountain as well. So I got my mountain and my mountain frame ready. So make sure you're not losing it. That one looks like a durian. Ah, that's so cute. A flower-shaped mountain. Okay, ah, so cute. Okay, so when we're ready, we need to take a masking tape. So take one long masking tape, the length of your arm. Yeah, we only got one roll per table, so please take one long tape and then pass the roll to the next one, okay? And after you take the masking tape, we need to stick it on 4 sides. So, depending on how thick you want the frame to be, if you want a thin frame, you can stick half of the masking tape to it. So, this white area would be our frame. So if you want a thin frame or a thick frame, just stick depending on your personal preference. But personally, I don't like a thick frame because it will limit my drawing space. So personally, I like sticking half of the masking tape to my drawing. when you finish painting your canvas, you can place your fish and you can place your mountain on your drawing. And you can start deciding which color you want it to be. So we are first designing our background color. Okay, so let me show you how to do the coloring because there's only one skill and the following skill is going to be applied on the entire drawing. Okay, so you can stack color, you can mix color. It's alright to do some experiments because it's really experimental. So we are going to use a scissor and a brush to do the whole to complete the whole drawing. Okay, so look at my demonstration because I can't hold the microphone. So you just use the scissor to start the down, and then remember to hold your paper on place, and then you rub it. Yeah, you rub it. Yeah, and the color will stick on your paper firmly, and then you use the brush to brush the excessive color. And you can always start out the color and do some rubbing again. Okay? Got it? So, wow! Be careful! I know it will be challenging doing this stuff in this room. Let's just try your best to make sure everything is in your drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna do my own drawing now. So, it's your turn.